Yo, 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 what it is and what it ain't and what it can't be. What's up, y'all? Welcome to the Real Unwoke, not the fake Unwoke. I really appreciate every last one of y'all for joining. We have a special guest with us tonight, my girl Desiree. Desiree, if you don't mind, give them a little brief introduction of who you are and where you're coming from.
Okay, well, hi everybody. I'm Desi DC, Desiree. Everybody calls me Des or DC, whichever you prefer. Um,
Word.
and I am currently in Dallas. So shout out to anybody that is
Ooh, wee. What's that
I'm-
weather like out there right now?
right now. Is probably about a good 83.
80. Oh my gosh, I'm hating. I'm hating.
It's about a good 83 out here. Probably
Ooh,
right
we had
now, since we're getting more into the night, it's in the 70s somewhere, but high 83.
Oh my gosh. I'm in Michigan. We got a strong 40 degrees right now. Strong.
Oh my God. Well, it
Yeah,
should be
no.
like that this time of the year, right?
Yeah, it should, but it doesn't suck. I mean, it still sucks nonetheless. Every year, I still can't get used to this. And I'm born and raised out here. Well, not born, but raised out here my whole life. You just can't get used to 40, 30, 20-degree weather.
Yeah,
Sucks.
I was born and raised in DC, so I know cold weather.
Ooh, DC. Real quick. What's it like out in DC? I've always wanted to visit there.
It's bittersweet.
Okay, okay, I got you. I got you. Had to leave the past in the past. I heard you.
Yep.
Nothing wrong with it. Nothing wrong with it. Well, I do appreciate you coming on. As you guys already know, we already excuse me, real quick, we gotta do some maintenance here. Hit that like button, hit that notification bell. Y'all already know what's up. Stop acting like y'all don't. This is the real unwoke and all my woes. Everyone I invited. Chris, don't come at me like that. I know I'm late. Leave me alone. CP time, brother. CP time. Oh my gosh, we got one of my regs. How you doing, Deborah? YouTube is messing with me again on my Chromebook. Got to use my phone for live at the moment. It's all good, Deborah. Long as you here, that's all that matters. Marlene, you are. I love you. Love you. Well, I'm gonna head to bed because since wait, I was gonna head to bed. Been up since 2 a.m. But we'll try to hang in there for the live. I appreciate you. Oh my man, Lee. Lee is in the house, man. Hold up, man. Where's my? I'm trying to find my Dang, man. I just never can have my stuff together. I'm trying to find my. Oh, here we go. There we go. Shout out to Desiree coming on. Got to give her a round of applause, y'all. Make sure y'all show her some support. And once we're done with the live, everybody, we should gonna give y'all all her contact information, all her socials, and all that good stuff. Lee, you saw the thumbnail, so you know where we're going. JP in the
Hi,
house.
Holly. Hi. Hi.
Look, Lee is a writer. Lee been down since Charlie Brown. Marlene, I appreciate y'all. Hey Lee, man, she gonna hate, man. Don't worry about it, bro. Don't worry about it. You know what I'm saying?
Tell them no harm,
Black
no.
man, black man unite. Anyway, yeah, JP. Yeah, JP, I appreciate you, man. We're gonna have to elaborate on this a little bit more further, JP. When I might, you know what, JP, I might have you on with Miss Desiree, because depending on how tonight we go, we'll see how it flow. Anyways, on the flip side, listen, guys, y'all already know there's a lot of controversy around this. A lot of people saw the thumbnail and they thinking like, oh man, this is a stupid topic. Like this is so dumb. Like like everybody assumed that they just know the answer to this question. That's what really bugs me, because if there was an objective truth about what the answer is about this whole issue, then there wouldn't be so much controversy around it. There just wouldn't be. I mean, honestly, I think there are valid points to be heard and to be said on both sides. I just think that tonight we're gonna try to, try to articulate both positions. I'm sure Miss Desiree has her countervailing view, as do I, and we're gonna try to state our positions. No harm, no foul. This is all civil discourse, all love, and that's how we're gonna keep it, y'all. You know what I'm Simp, no simp at all. Anyway, keeping it Rizio. So listen, y'all. Let me actually, you know what? I want to turn up my effects because you know what I'm saying. Because Miss Desiree might be shooting some shots, and I want to make sure we got the right sound effect. Hold on, let me test it out. There we go. Okay, cool. All right. I agree, Deborah. It's not a stupid topic. Hey, Donna, thank you for coming. I appreciate you guys. Hey, guys, like the video when you're coming in. Anyways, so Miss Desiree, I want to go straight into the topic, but before we do, I have to play this video because I think this video encapsulates basically the sum of everything what we're discussing. Okay,
Okay.
it's not long. Let me know if you can hear it because in the past I've had some audio issues, but just let me know if everything work out. All right.
Okay.
I appreciate that. All right, 1 second. All right, can you see that?
Yes.
All right, bad. I agree, Deborah. It's definitely not a stupid topic. Okay, y'all. I don't know if anyone's ever seen this video, but Desiree, have you seen this?
No.
All right, so this is about my this video went viral because this is basically this guy gets online and he pretty much brags about having multiple baby mothers, and he is pretty much absconding from the responsibility of raising the children because he, in his view, hey, look, I told them from the gates I wasn't trying to be no father, so y'all not about to lock me down. What you mean? So we're gonna play this video. Hear his
Can you just make a sound effect? Can you just make any sound effect right
got the
now?
perfect one. I got you already know it's a man's world, and that's how we get down. All the way like Charlie Brown.
Okay.
All right, so look, we about to play this, y'all. Some of y'all who cannot stomach this, look, just put it on pause, put it on the shelf, and come right back. But he's gonna get pretty raunchy, you know what I mean?
7 kids and 7 baby mamas.
Hold on.
7 kids and 7 baby mamas. Now, for the past few days, I've been going live, telling my story, speaking my truth. And a lot of women having an issue calling me a deadbeat because I tell them I was being irresponsible, yeah, not wearing protection. But I always tell these women that I got pregnant that I do not want these children. And I offer to pay for the abortion. Majority of times, they'll either take the abortion or they'll take a plan B. But only these 7 have kept these children. But the crazy thing about it is they want me to be responsible for some children I told them I did not want. So for some years now.
You triggered yet, Desiree? You straight?
No.
I'm cool.
Good.
Some of them been trying to get in contact with me. Access denied. Because I don't really know why you trying to get in contact with me. I done told you I did not want them kids. So don't expect me to be responsible financially, emotional, spiritually, mentally, or physically with some kids I got 7 kids I want. And I don't give a what nobody think about it. You're not going to force children up on me. Yeah, we both made the decision to lay down and have intercourse. We both was irresponsible about the decisions we made that night. Yeah, I could have pulled out, but I didn't. And I ain't care to pull out because I'm not the one that's going to have to carry a baby for 9 months. It's the woman. In my opinion, women should be more careful on who they sleep with because you're going to be like, one of my baby mamas trying to find me so I can financially support it and both of them I did not want. Another thing is, these just jump offs. These the type of women that I ain't even had to do nothing for. The bare minimum, but they gave me access to their body and they think I want to be a father to a child for one of them. Like, I don't even have no type of love for these women. How do they expect me to love these children? Before y'all say he don't take accountability, yeah, I do. I just give a you ain't gonna force these children on me when I told you I ain't want them. Yeah, I can offer to pay for abortion, but at what point can I force a woman to go get an abortion? I cannot. A woman say my body, my choice, but I say my life, my choice.
Damn.
Before having kids
Okay. All right. Let me just you know what I'm saying? I gotta just follow up that with a little bit of hold up now. Let me just God there we go. All right now, y'all. I know my timing a little off, but y'all get the point. Let me take this down. All right. Miss Okay, so we heard a lot. We heard a lot. That was a lot to digest there. And you know what I'm saying? We can write him off as okay, this dude is crazy, he deluded, you know what I'm saying? He just, he exaggerating, you know what I'm saying? He trolling, or this might be a skit. Whatever y'all want to say. But let's just take this at its face value. What if this is true? And is there any validity behind what he is saying in his position? I will let you take the floor, Miss Desiree, and then I will follow up. He said his
So,
pullout game is weak. Lee, come on, man. Slow down, G.
I mean, so first of all, what I will give him credit for, because okay, so before we even get there, let me just say this for everybody in the audience, because I don't want, I want the right impression of me to come out. One, I am an advocate for men. I really am.
Ooh,
And if you're on my
okay.
Instagram, or if you're on my tarot, because I have a YouTube channel as well, but it is for tarot, I I always mention how I am an advocate for men. I do feel like to some degree men do not always have the respect. They don't always have the emotional support. They don't always have um not necessarily the physical support, because apparently, okay, but I just feel like men don't
Mm-hmm.
always get what's deserving of them. So I'm
Mm.
very much for my men. And and I say that to
That's
say I
beautiful.
will give
I'm
him
sorry. I
credit,
gotta give you your plaudits for that. My bad. Go ahead.
and I do. I will give him credit for one thing and one thing only. Prior to the sex, based off of what I saw in that video, he told them up front.
Mm.
That's the only thing I'm going to give him credit for, because most men probably won't even do that.
Mm.
So I will say, yes, he was honest enough to say he didn't want those children. However, when it comes to taking certain responsibilities, as in being an adult, you can say whatever you want to say, but it don't just stop at saying whatever you want to say, because if these children come out to be yours, I don't care if you tell the world like you're doing on social media, I don't want these kids. The responsibility is still going to fall on you
Mm-hmm.
legally, especially
Right.
if that female decides she's going to take her weak ass, because she just as weak as he is, because
Damn.
the attitude that he displayed, he showed that to all of them. If he can get on, and I know some people do it for the gram, do it for the live, do it for Facebook and whatever else, but to some degree they knew he was like this.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, you just as weak as he is if you sat there and allowed that. But
Right.
it doesn't stop the fact that it hurts you both, because
Mm-hmm.
legally she can still come after you, and if it is your child, she putting papers. So what you gonna do? Get a
Right.
job or not? You got
Damn.
7 of them motherfuckers running around.
So equal. So they both hold equal responsibility for the child. Is your position?
Yes.
Okay. And
Yes.
that makes perfect sense. I mean, because look, guys, you, listen. If there is life made through the course of intercourse, you are spiritually, morally, legally responsible for that child. If that child is if that child has your DNA, if that child has your genetics, you are responsible for the child. I totally agree with that. However, I do want to kind of like speak on kind of what you said as far as um the women are weak as well. Let me ask you, if there is multiple women willing to mix their gene pool with a man that they have not they don't know anything about, but willing to have full on unprotected sex with this guy, doesn't she bear the brunt of the responsibility? Isn't it more incumbent upon that woman to protect herself and to prevent having a child with this man, this caliber of man?
Oh,
That's a
okay.
question.
So okay. So I was just making sure you
No,
weren't
you
finished.
good. Come on back.
What I will say is that yes, she does bear the responsibility, because now not only do you have to go through, as he said, 9 months worth of pregnancy, nine months
Right.
of, you really don't know what to expect.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Yep.
However, there really isn't an excuse. I'm going to say it really isn't. Now, I'm not going to say that a woman holds majority. Well, to some degree, yes, she would hold majority of the responsibility, because he can walk away. He doesn't have to go through the labor pains and the hospital visits, and he can just walk away as if sex never even took place.
But you hear women champion. You hear. I'm sorry, I don't mean to interject, but let's throw this one point in there. You hear women championing this whole. You hear women championing this mantra of "my body, my choice." I get to decide if this child lives and comes to term. This is my decision, not yours. How dare you impose on my right to tell me what I can do with a child that's in me that I have to bear. Excuse me. So okay, granted, if you want all the authority to make the decision, then you are responsible for all of the responsibility. If you want the authority, since I have zero consent on what happens to that child once it has been conceived, and you want that child to, then okay, fine. You bear the responsibility. Listen, guys, take your morals, take your ethics out of it. I'm just speaking purely objective. That's all I'm saying. Everybody in the chat, before y'all come at me, I'm just simply saying, if this man is telling her, look, I don't want a child, which is stupid, because if you don't want no child, then wear protection. But we can talk about him all day, but I'm just talking about the women. If she is willing to forego the consequences of having of what happens when you have unprotected sex, which is you bring forth a child, if you're willing to forego all that and not mitigate the risk, then you're going to accept the accountability and the responsibility. Correct if I'm wrong. Help me understand. Maybe I'm off.
So, okay. So this is the thing. Let's everybody for a second imagine you're sleeping with someone and you're in the mood. Just imagine it however you feel the need to imagine whoever this person is. And while you all are coming to an end, he says,
keep it real, Desiree. Keep it real.
Oh, I will. And he says, as he's ejaculating, I don't want any babies. I don't want any babies while he's ejaculating. I want everybody to just take a second to think about what that moment would feel like, right? And for me, when you contractually or verbally make the decision to sleep with somebody, let's get to before we even get to the ejaculation, okay? Because the ejaculation is on the man. It's not on the woman. And that part is on the man. When you decide regardless to sleep with somebody, you already consent to any and everything that could potentially happen. It doesn't matter if your dick fall off. It don't matter if you end up with twins. It doesn't matter if you two decide to get married after all of it. Anything. And that's what confuses me, the mystery of life. We all know that life is unknown before and sometimes after our decisions. So people have this idea that, oh, just because I say, yeah, I don't want any kids, that it stops there. So if y'all are going and he's ejaculating, I don't want any kids, I don't want any kids, it contradicts itself.
Mm-hmm.
And so to some degree, even if the man does not take the responsibility of the pregnancy, if she wants to be the fool and take the responsibility of the pregnancy, oh, she's going to take that. But he's also going to hold a heavy weight as far as responsibility. Now, she may take more of the physical aspect of it, but he's going to take the mental, the emotional, and 9 times out of 10, the financial. But the thing is, like I say, for men, like you all can't, it makes no sense to tell a woman, oh, I don't want no kids, but you're doing everything to get the kids. You know what I'm saying? Now, consensually, if we were to take this to court, let's say, and you told her up front, I didn't want any kids before you laid down and ejaculated, the man 9 times out of 10 will win. He would win. Why? Because it was a contractual agreement. We made a verbal agreement, and verbal agreements can be held liable in court. They can be held in court as reasonable.
Wait a second. I'm totally unaware of this. Is this true? You saying that if
you have verbal contracts that can be made, I'm a Judge Judy connoisseur. You have consensual verbal contracts, and then you have written contracts. You can look it up. You have consensual, meaning verbal contracts, and you have written ones.
That's true. Now, that is true. I understand the gradations of contractual contracts, but when it comes to the conception of a child, though, are you saying that man will still be legally held responsible? Excuse me, that man can legally refuse to pay financially for that child, and it would be held up in court? Are you saying that a man can take that to court and prove that he had a verbal contract with this girl, so therefore he shouldn't have to pay?
Yes.
I've never heard of that. They're real.
Listen to me. If he had a good lawyer, and I'm not talking about one that you get when you first walk in there. I'm talking about if you have a good lawyer will get that taken care of. No problem.
All right, so listen, let's try to, I want to extrapolate this out to a bigger situation at large, because I think this is like a microcosm of what we're seeing happening right now. So I want to give you guys some numbers. Everybody in the chat, Lee, you already hip to this, but for everybody else who don't know, according to the statistics, guys, 54% of black men are single and childless. We're going to talk about the black community for right now. 54% of black men are single and childless. 30% of black men are married. There are 69.4% of children born out of wedlock, right? So if 54% are single and childless and 30% are married, then who are responsible for the lion's share of the children? Well, if you do the simple math, that's less than 20% are responsible for bearing the lion's share of the children in the black community. So a small percentage of men in the black community today are responsible for the majority of the children. And just to kind of illustrate that, I want to play this clip real quick. 16%. Thank you, Lee. I want to play this clip, y'all, and I want y'all to tell me what y'all think about this, because I want to substantiate. I want to just talk my ass and bloviating. I want y'all to see it for yourselves, and I want y'all to think if you have heard or know someone that has multiple children by a bevy of baby mamas. All right, can you see that, Desiree?
Yes.
Okay, cool. I'm gonna play this clip. 59 seconds, y'all. Let's roll.
Stand up. How many children?
28.
How many women?
16.
Terrence.
4
4
children,
with?
2 different women.
Yeah. Ryan.
Almost 5 children with 4
Almost 5.
Yes, I have
Talk to me about almost 5.
I have another baby due November 22nd.
So 4 children.
4 children.
How many mothers?
4 different women.
4 different women.
Yes.
And you got a baby on the way. Okay. And John?
6 baby mothers, 11 children.
11 children.
Damn.
I have 6 children with 4 different women.
4 different women.
Yes, ma'am.
Now, here's what I want us to get. That these men collectively have 87 children. That includes Daniel, with 50 different women.
Yep. 50,
that
y'all.
130. Daniel. Stand up. How many children?
No, I think that was it.
28.
So y'all heard it for yourselves. This whole narrative that they put out on black men, that we just going around indiscriminately having sex with women and just absconding from our responsibility to be fathers. Actually, the CDC put out an article, y'all, stating that black men are the most involved fathers amongst all other ethnicities. So this narrative that you constantly hear being propagated in the media about how black men are having children out wazoo is a simple, flat lie, right? It's a simple lie. And listen, it was even drawn out. It was even drawn out in the video that we just showed initially about the guy that has multiple baby mamas and he's refusing to take responsibility. Women are going for Pookies and Ray Rays. Pookies and Ray Rays, which is comprised of that 16% of men. And they're having children with these kids, with these dudes, and not even thinking about the consequences or the ramifications of what that has on our society. I'm sorry, I got a little passionate there. Miss Desiree, you can state your position on that. Oh, let me pull that down.
So I guess this is one of those situations where I can't really speak on statistics, like actual numbers, because I don't know. And I'm going to be honest. What I say I will see, I literally seen a meme the other day that said something along the lines of the closest that kids gets to their pops is a box of cereal. You know what I'm saying? And
it's a damn shame.
Isn't it? And so when I look at other races of people outside of black, outside of white.
1 second. Kurt dog. Yes. God said to be fruitful and multiply, but it doesn't mean to be having sex with random women all over the world and just creating broken homes. You're not supposed to just create broken homes all over the world, bro.
And let's not bring.
Go ahead. I'm sorry about that.
Let's not bring the Bible into this.
Yeah, sorry about that.
At this point, the Bible ain't got shit to do with this. But when I look at other races, like for example, Chinese, when you look at the Chinese culture, they spend a lot of their time training their kids in something, whether it's martial arts, whether it's 7-8 different sciences, whether it's language, whether it's nuclear medicine, whatever it is. The Chinese have a tendency to sit and train their children in multiple areas of life. I was looking at this video in Russia. In Russia, they actually have their children take gun classes where they assemble, disassemble all of their guns and things like that. When I look at the Indians literally sit and they teach their children all forms of education. You know what I'm saying? When we look at black people, the average black person probably don't even know what Lacoste is. You know, the sport. Or polo. What do you call it when I forget the sport when you're on the boat and it's like 6 people in the boat?
Damn. I don't know.
I forget what it's called, but it's a sport. If you remember in How High,
vaguely,
the white boy
vaguely, yes.
I forget what it's called, but just even outside of boat, like our people don't initiate anything outside of what is considered basic or normal. When you look at all of these other cultures, their kids are learning and they're not having issues with multiple babies and baby mama drama and I think to a large degree a lot of this stuff is publicized and a small portion of this because we are held to blame. But a small portion of this, I do think to some degree, is the government, is the networks, because they try to zoom in on the things that I feel Black people do. Now, getting back on topic, would it be different if let's say the man that has 11 kids with 7 baby mothers, would it be any different if that same man had 11 kids with 11 different women?
I wanna ask this question. Lee, my boy Lee posed a question here. I think it might be directed towards you.
Okay.
He says 16% siring 70% of the children. Basically, 16% of men are responsible for 70% of the children. So who is the problem in the Black community? That's his question. So basically, the majority of women are going for a small segment of men. Is what the problem is.
Okay, so
That's what it's looking like. What's that about?
But that's the thing too. And this is not an excuse by any means. But if we look at the ratio of women to men, we're already at a loss. We're already at a loss. If you have 1,000 Black, I don't even want to just say Black, but if you have, I think y'all have
2 million more Black women than there are Black men. Yep.
We're Black men are completely outnumbered. They're completely outnumbered. If they're not locked up, if they're not gay, and it's no offense to
wait a second, that's right. I gotta address that. Okay, so this is another myth that has been promulgated in the media into our community about the exaggerated number of Black men that are locked up right now. I looked at the stats. A very small percentage of out of 22 million Black men in this country, less than 2% of Black men are locked up in state prison and federal prison. So there's a small percentage. I looked at the Bureau of Justice Department statistics.
I'm gonna have to look that up because I know if you
you gotta look that up.
I don't even remember where the article was. If you see the amount of Black men locked up in, I think it was Louisiana, if I'm not mistaken, there were like the top 5 or top 7 states that held a majority Black men.
I mean that would make sense, and in that state it would make sense, but nationally,
but even still, even if our women outnumber the men, they outnumber the men. So,
but why the hell are they having sex with these kids? Why are they bearing children with these men, and they're not married? Like, why even give a man the highest honor that you can bestow upon a man, which is a child, without even requiring marriage? Why not do that?
So, well, first of all, let me just say marriage. I'm a little biased when it comes to marriage because from research that I have studied, marriage was a means of population control from the European culture. History has showed us that when slave owners had slaves, they had to pay for slaves. Slaves were not free. They had to not only pay for slaves, they also had to fund their living, which was very poor. But the more they had, it's no different than kids. The more they have, the more they need. They need resources. They need food in order to operate and perform the systems that the slave owners had. So if I got a nigga that got 5 babies, we gotta fund that shit. You know what I'm saying? So when it comes to marriage, they had a policy that stated if you wanted to get married, you had to go through the white man and he had to legalize it. So I'm a little bit biased when it comes to that because I don't believe you actually have to be married. I do believe that marriage does come with a certain level of benefits, more financial than anything, resources.
Mhm.
However, when it comes to the emotion, marriage has nothing to do with emotion. Marriage
Do
has,
you
I mean, it can,
okay?
but
Okay,
marriage
so
has,
oh, go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
I was
My
gonna
bad.
say there it's levels to it, it's aspects to it. So when to answer your question, I'm not in the mind of a psychotic woman who does that. I have one child. She's 13 years old. I'm 32. I had my daughter when I was 19 with my high school sweetheart. It didn't go according to plan. However, I told myself after I had my child, I wouldn't. I had my daughter literally sign my stomach with my makeup pen saying that I wasn't having any more kids because I was just that biased towards having children with a man that I felt like told me was ready and actually convinced me to be ready. But I believe there's a certain level of there's a need. There's a need for love. There's a need for attention that I feel a lot of women are trying to fight for. And that's the best way I could possibly describe it. Like I said, if we got a bunch of knucklehead women on here, maybe we would get
So
a
so
better
so do you
answer.
so just to kind of bring it back, reel it back to the topic at hand. So are you saying, and correct me if I'm wrong, are you saying that
Mhm.
the women bear the brunt of the responsibility is because they are sleeping with a very small, minute percentage of the black male population and therefore producing all of these children out of wedlock? Are you saying that the women are responsible or the men are responsible for that?
There really isn't a yes or no answer. They both bear the responsibility because they both hold a certain level of weight. Either way, they both hold a certain level of weight. The only difference is the woman physically goes through the motions because she's actually having the baby.
Mhm.
That's literally in my opinion. Now, you're entitled to feel how you feel. If the if you want to say the woman holds the weight, she only holds the weight because she carries the child.
Mhm.
But would this be to say, will we be still having this conversation if majority of those women were not having the babies? The
Mhm.
situation is still happening. The women are just not having the babies. Would this be a different conversation?
I feel that. Marlene wanted me to ask you. Well, I don't know if this is directed to you. It might be just both of us, general question.
Mhm.
But she says, "What does being outnumbered have to do with being responsible and moral adults?"
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Okay.
It doesn't. However,
Uh, Go
the
ahead.
situation is still happening. So if you have, because like I said, this is why I said it's not a black and white type of situation. It's not, because if that were the case, we could easily say, well, we can put all of this responsibility on a man because, like I tell people all of the time, sex comes before the baby. So if a man is
Smack.
listen, so even if the women are allowing it to happen to some degree, the man has to hold majority of the responsibility because he picked the woman and he's having the baby with the women. So if we,
Mm.
because we can look at this a number of ways. He didn't have to get none of these women pregnant. He didn't have to get them pregnant once. He didn't have to get them pregnant twice. He may have upfront and said, "Oh yeah, I don't want any kids," but yet you did whatever it took to have the kids. Now, if you see that this woman already got three kids, and you don't even want to come close to being a stepdaddy, let alone a daddy, what are you sleeping with her for? See, we can go back and forth, but at the end of the day, if you want to say, yeah, the woman holds the responsibility, yes, she holds the responsibility for carrying a baby, but the baby would not be there if it weren't for the man. The man can easily say no. He's not being forced, and he's damn sure not being forced to not use protection.
So listen, Desiree, what do you tell men when they hear women say this?
I don't need a man. I'm independent. I'm doing for myself. I'm taking care of me and my kids.
I tell him to leave her alone and find somebody who wants you.
No, but what if he ejaculates into this woman, and he does wants to contribute to the child's life. He wants to participate in the rearing of the child, and and then she tells him,
I don't need a man. I'm independent. I'm doing for myself. I'm taking care of me and my kids.
Okay, so one thing I will say I know about women is just like and I'm gonna kind of use this as an example. I had a situation, not me personally, but somebody I knew who had got somebody pregnant, and she had the abortion. She went and got the abortion done and blocked this person as soon as she got the abortion. Oh, I don't want nothing to do. If we can't have a baby, then whatever. Got the abortion and blocked him. When I see certain stuff like that, for me, there's something else that done happened. Something that was said, something that was done. Because a woman, at least one with sense, isn't just gonna get pregnant and say, "Oh, I don't want you to be." I'm no, because if she's screaming, "Oh, I'm independent," she was doing that before the baby came. She was. She didn't just up and after she got pregnant, "Oh, I don't need you." No, something had to occur, whether it was stupid, whether it was dumb, whatever, whether it was something had to happen to trigger her to say, "Oh, because 9 times out of 10, she wouldn't have did it in the first place. But if she felt that there was something that could lead to it, I don't care how small it is, then she proceeded. There was something there that led her to that. Women don't just get pregnant by a man that they sleep with. "Oh, I don't need you." No, there's usually something that happens that triggers that.
Okay. I want to take a second to acknowledge the chat. I know you guys are in here, y'all going crazy. Let me just run it back real quick. So Miss Dakota Glover, shout out to my mama. What's up, mama? What's up with you, dog? She says, "I think it's a cop out for men, not men one night stands." Is that what you're trying to say, mama? No excuses, grow up. Marlene says, these stats are due to not following the order of the word of God, period. Lee says, "What? Oh my God." So
we
what?
gonna put Lee in time out in a second.
Marlene says, "So what? They are outnumbered. What is the point?" Marlene again says, "What does being outnumbered have to do?" Okay, I already read that one. Jackson says, "There should be no bias in God's order." Lee, what the hell is she talking about? Uh-oh, he coming at you, Desiree.
That's fine. That's fine.
Lee says, "What does your poor choices have to do with being married?" Destroy.
What?
Destro says, "Oh my gosh." Marlene again says, "Both are responsible if they are going to go outside of the word of God." Okay. JP says, "Loading up my laptop right now." Okay, JP, what you trying to do? Come on, G. Lee says, "Huh?" Exclamation point, etc. Marlene says, "Marriage comes, then marriage comes, then sex, then children if done morally and responsibly." Adam Glover says he just didn't want to wear a condom because it felt better, and he was hoping she didn't get pregnant. Hey. Hey, shout out. Hey, Desiree, did you want to say something about that, or you want me to keep moving on?
Keep going. Just
Hey,
I'm
we're not
collecting my
gonna
thoughts.
acknowledge that. We ain't
Yeah.
we ain't gonna dignify that with a response. Okay. DP, what's good? Rock, what up? Glory, what's up? DP, uh, got my woes in the building.
Okay. Well, you know what? Let me say something.
Go
I
ahead,
want to
go ahead.
address the young lady Marlene, and I
Mm-hmm.
don't want her to take offense or anything to what I'm going to say. Um, when you have one man spreading his oats to multiple women, we do also have to try to take into account as well. And again, men, this is not to disrespect or offend anybody, man or woman, but a lot of the time, if the man is not responsible, as the one we saw in the video earlier, no, it's not an excuse. But when you have one man serving multiple women, you also have to take a look at the situations at hand. Is he spreading them in multiple states where maybe the women are unsure? You know what I'm saying? Maybe this woman had two kids thinking that, we were going to have a situation, and he's out playing around. Okay, so
Mm.
now she done had two children thinking, I'm in a relationship with this man, we're married or we're not married or whatever the case is. If he's spreading to multiple women, we can't also assume that all of the women are aware of what's going on. Now, again, it's not an excuse, but you have some women who, and I feel like I said, women do have a responsibility in this. But again, we have to look at the types of women. We have to look at the situations and scenarios, because it's one man with multiple women. And
Right.
that could be
That's what's
it'll be
blowing
one
my
man with
mind. It's
multiple.
like, why wouldn't these women take the time to vet this dude properly? Like, do their due diligence to find out, okay, you know what? This guy probably would not be a suitable candidate for me to mix my gene pool with, because he has X amount of children. He's not doing this, he's not doing XYZ. He's not a competent person I would see as a future mate or leader of my family. So why even, like, why would a woman just then open her legs and get her back twisted by some dude that she doesn't even have the confidence?
Let's
I'm just
not,
keeping
because
it.
that's not, but because that's not always the situation.
I'm just keeping
Sometimes
it.
that's not
All right,
always the situation.
Desiree, real quick. Desiree, my man JP want to jump on, so I'm gonna pull him up, and he's
Okay.
gonna say his little 2 cents. JP, don't be running your mouth too, man.
Man, what you mean?
He said, "What you mean?" JP is Desiree. Desiree is JP.
How you
What's going
doing?
on? What's going on? Nah, go
But
ahead.
yeah,
Go ahead and finish.
no, I was in the middle of saying my point. G. All I'm saying is, what benefit does it have for the woman to be entirely oblivious to the type of man that she invites into her to enter her body? Like, what benefit does it do for her to not know anything about this dude, and but yet have his child? Like, I don't understand, and I get it. Yeah, not everyone wants to be married, but statistically, children do better under a two-parent home when there's a mother and a father. Statistically, that's proven. So why then have a child with a man that you don't see yourself submitting to, being with long term, or marrying for that matter? It's my issue. I want to get through the rest of these chats real quick, and then JP, I want you to chime in on that real quick. Chris Harris says, that's why prostitution should be legal. You a dirty mother. You a dirty dog. You know that? What's wrong with y'all? Y'all trolling in the chat, man. Stop trolling.
They trolling hard tonight.
Marlene says, abortion is not birth control. It is outright murder. Yeah, in real talk. Abortion should not be used as birth control. Adam says, let's see what outlandish comment he made. That's something mature adults supposed to talk about before they let the henny cause them to say F it and have sex. I think he's referring to I think he's referring to before the man decides to splash her out. Marlene says, this is starting to piss me off big time. Chill out, Marlene. Chill out. It's okay. Lee says, what? Women don't do what? Marlene says, Adam, you're Adam, you're a dummy. Laugh out loud. It's true though. I promise. Laugh out loud. Chris Harris says, stop messing up the community and go to a brothel. What is wrong with y'all? About half of the men will die having never reproduced. That is true. Historically, only 40% of men have ever reproduced throughout history. Y'all know that? Did y'all know that? Only 40% of men. Women are totally in control of whose genetics gets to get passed on to the next generation. Women choose which men get to carry their seed on to the next generation. That's deep. About half of men will die never have reproduced. A bunch of men who think they have reproduced actually haven't. The nice guy says people need to be responsible. There's a bunch of broken folks bringing baggage to the table. Know yourself before bringing new life into this world. Break the cycle and generational baggage. Real talk. Real talk. Adam says, what's good, DP? Yeah. Lee says, I think this is to you, Desiree. Ma'am, a man can only be in one place. These women are stupid as hell. Not one of these women met the dude's parents. Oh shit. I'll let you go ahead. Hold on, let me hit the shot. Let me hit the shots fired real quick. Shots fired. Go ahead, Desiree. You can hit it.
You know what? I'm gonna skip Lee. I'm gonna skip Lee. Lee,
She doing you dirty, Lee.
I'm gonna let him have it. Cause I don't want this to. I don't. And Lee, I don't mean nothing negative to you, Slim. It is what it is. I think everybody on here is entitled to their opinion. No, we're not going to always agree, and I think it's good that we don't always agree because it brings out, different variations of the thought process. So what I will say is that Lee, you're wrong. No, I'm just kidding. No,
shit, y'all. Let me hit.
I'm gonna skip Lee for now. I'm actually kind of interested in the young man that you brought on here and kind of what he feels about.
We're gonna get to JP because JP is very very insightful in regards to this topic. Okay, Adam Glover says exactly, rookie. All right, come on, y'all. Don't be using my nickname. What's wrong with y'all? Marlene says, because of no self-respect, intelligence, they are dumb females. Smack. Hold on, I gotta hit the smack button for that. There we go. JP, let's hear. We're gonna hear from JP. Oh, actually, I want to hear what this thin soldier says. Only white men need to move to multiple states to get 3 women to have 3 kids for him. Black men can stay on the block in one building and have 3 women in 3 months pregnant who all know about each other. Oh shit. The soldier says there was a study in the 90s in LA that said that more grandparents a black man had in his life, the more likely he was to live past 22. Not having your dad to connect to his parents is a huge loss. Lee says, I'm here. I think he said he here for it, Desiree. DP says both sides are responsible. Let's be real about it.
Yes.
Lee says, don't skip me. How do you say this name? Is it Ygero?
Ygero. Oh, that's my homie. Hi, Ygero.
What's good
really
with
cool
you?
People, thanks for coming through.
Appreciate you. Much love. She says likes attracts likes, and Lee put up a bunch of laughing emojis. Okay, Desiree, I'm gonna let you respond if you feel the need to, and then after you, then JP, you can go ahead and state your thoughts, man.
So what exactly was the question in that regard?
Just no question in particular. It looked like it was just a couple comments they made about some of the points.
I just feel like at the end of the day, you know, we can both, like I said, there's really not a right or wrong in this. They're both responsible. If you knowingly get in a car, knowing that you don't have your ID or insurance, and you knowingly get in a car and drive, you cannot get upset at the police officer when he pulls you over. Like
shit.
you can't do it. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't want it. But again, you can't be a man and tell a woman, "Oh, I don't want any kids," and then be undisciplined enough to ejaculate in her. She can't be foolish enough. She can't be foolish enough to hear a man tell her she don't want a child or he don't want a child, and then turn around and have a baby. I mean, I think there's a lot of. I think to some degree, the woman is angry because she knows that this isn't what he wants. So the best way to get him back spitefully is to have the baby, because let's not act like women ain't out here just having kids for the monetary aspect of it. You know what I'm saying? And just to spite the other woman or whatever it is. People use children as pawns all the time. It's unfair. However, the man can't have the baby without a sperm, and we can't have a baby without the woman. So I don't really even understand why it's even an argument. Just take responsibility for what you did as a man. Take responsibility for what you did as a woman. That's
Real
it.
talk. Okay.
I just expose you for the whole you is.
Go ahead, JP. Go ahead and chime in, my brother. Let me hear what you got to say about the topic.
Well, I appreciate you coming on here being a male advocate, being an advocate for the males. I appreciate that.
Hold on.
I appreciate that. But you know what I'm saying? Like, at some point in time, I think we got to be real, even with the fact of the dude with the 7 baby mamas, right? So usually, like you said, the Pookies and the Ray Rays, it's just funny because those are the guys. It's always like some neighborhood hood famous type stuff, that those are the women that they follow behind. Like for him to have 7 baby mamas, it's a woman competitive nature that they have to be the pick-me's of in that line of being baby mama too, so they can have something to talk about. It has nothing to do, because those are not random women he's just meeting up in the streets, like at the club or something. It's a correlation to all his baby mamas that they pretty much know each other. They all are around each other. But at the same time, when you open up that can of worms about the law, in the court of law, about a verbal agreement, you got to be careful about that, because if that is true, that's going to open up a whole can of worms for a lot of guys to just say right before they nut, that's just verbally agreeing that I don't want no kids. And if everybody can, because a lawsuit, anybody can file a lawsuit, a civil suit, anybody can sue. It's all about if you can win. But you're telling me now you're going to open up the law, the courtrooms are going to flood open now with just with everybody going in there and saying, okay, well, men are going to continue to be unaccountable, because when they hear that, if they hear that, people like him will go into that with that same mindset of, well, I told them I didn't want no kids. And that's absolving the accountability and the responsibility that he has of a man, because it's both faults. But when are we going to admit that women's nature, they're prone to follow? That's just what their nature is. Women just hate the word submissive. They would rather hear that they're followers rather than saying that they're being submissive. Because when you say who faults, if it's the woman's fault, yeah, I mean, because she's going to follow a man no matter what, whether he looks like he's worth something to follow. They're prone to just follow behind a man. And if a man if he's not responsible enough to do what he needs to do to lead in the correct way, this is what we get. This is exactly what we get. But I do appreciate the advocate of when you begin with saying how men don't get a fair shake when we don't. But we're in a time now in this new generation that's no more. That's no more. We
valedictorian of his high school.
We still running off of what our forefathers went through. We have a lot more opportunity as men, and we don't have. I can say that we do get a shit end of a stick with a lot of things because women liberate sexual liberation and things like that now, but men are not really where we used to be. We're definitely, when you got a man like that can walk around here verbally and express how much of a deadbeat he is, but that's a lot of power.
But JP, let me say this, man. Let me say this. But what throws me off, man, what the conundrum is for me is that it's a small, minute percentage of men that are responsible, though, that are being absolutely retrograde. Excuse me. It's these men. It's a small percentage of men. It's not like a large majority of men that are doing this degenerate behavior. It's not most men that's doing this, but the narrative is the common theme is the common trope is that most black men are out here just doing whatever, but that's not the case. It's only a small percentage of men that's doing that, but black men are being painted with a broad brush like we're all out here doing this, and that's not the case.
Well, let me just real quick chime in, okay? Because I hear there's not a lot of men that do it. However, we have to also look at the women that are doing this, because I know a community of women who don't have children. There are a lot of women who do not have children. There are a lot of single women with no kids. Okay? You have a community of women who really don't want children. Now, granted, the average woman nowadays probably does have at least between 1 to 3 children on average. But we have to look at, like I said, the types.
Now.
Huh?
Yeah, absolutely. Yes, absolutely.
So
now,
we have
bro.
to look at
Not
the
now.
2
types of women.
times.
Is it
Yes,
the
yes.
ghetto women?
Statistically, 2 times as many women have. Excuse me, women have 2 times as many children than men do right now.
So
look, but this is my thing. Like you say, it's only the Pookies and the Ray Rays, which are the men that are having these kids. But is it the hoochie mamas and the because I don't really know a whole lot of women that are in college that have just babies running around. Yeah, there are some, but I'm trying to understand what category of women are the ones that's having all of these kids.
The ones that's following Sexy Red.
It's the millennium generation that has these
some thotty bodies. That's getting their backs twisted.
Because the Gen Zs are the girls that's growing up, the hoochie mamas. But the thing about it is that generation has the Planned Parenthood behind them. So they're not bringing the kids into the world. They are now using abortion as contraceptive now. So what you're saying that the overflow of the kids, just like the overflow of the men, deadbeat men, are generations before that's still within the same amount of people, but it's overly shown because of social media. Just like how are we saying it's a small number of men that's having these babies, it's the small number of women that's having the same amount of babies because they're having multiple ones. They're not
wait. So how does that account? Okay, so how does that negate 69% of the children that are being born out of wedlock? Like, how does that negate that?
Look at their age group. Look at their age group. If you look at the Gen Zs, that group, they are not having kids like that because they are being selfish with their freedom and knowing what responsibility is. They're not wanting kids anymore. It's the millennium generation. It is our age group that keep fucking up what's behind us.
Oh shit.
I don't understand why you won't realize that. Your statistics that you're looking at It's everything between 28 and 35 right now, which is our generation. Anything not our generation was getting pregnant at 19, 16.
You're saying it's the millennials.
Millennials. But the Gen Zs are the ones that's going to end. They're going to end population.
But that doesn't make sense though. Like the millennials, we have seen the attestment of our fathers, of our uncles, of all the men have gone through the strife.
I think what he's saying
no, we
is
didn't.
That, I think what he's saying is that we had, just like something I like to say when I see people with kids and you have an adult. Let's say you have an adult, right? And they tell the kids, you know, the generation before us, oh, respect your elders, this, and that. I'm in between the elders and the young folk. I'm in that range. I'm 32.
We in the middle.
And we're in the middle. And so the thing is, a lot of time I'll tell like a child still deserves the same amount of respect as an adult. Just because you're an adult don't give you the right to boss around or disrespect a child because, oh, well, in my generation, kids respect adults. Well, we're not in that generation. And a lot of the older generation before us, they're not training our children. They're not helping our kids.
Yeah.
Instead,
I've always said that too. Yep.
They're not helping our kids. They're looking over us and they're either taking care of the younger generation's kids, or we're having more to where the older generation is already upset because damn, we done did our job. You having all these babies, but the thing is, y'all aren't really doing anything to help us, let alone these damn kids. So you have a generation, and it's fucked up because we're in the middle of that. We got the middle ground trying to compete with the younger ones and mad at the older ones. The younger ones just running around doing whatever. And I will say to Mr. JP's defense, the younger generation, they are now entrepreneurs wanting to start their own businesses. You know what I'm saying? No, they don't want to listen as much, terrorizing the motherfucking cities, but yet and still they aren't necessarily having or bearing as many children as that middle generation. So we have to kind of look at
from the middle generation though.
Huh?
They got that from the middle generation though. That mindset of we weren't terrorists, but we created those terrorists.
Right.
It's a trickle down.
It's a from Generation X, from the silent generation to Generation X to the millennials to Gen Zs.
But millenniums have to realize too, when you say they weren't teaching us anything, the problem was Generation X took on so much of the oppression feeling that Gen X had. So what they were doing when they had us, they made promises to themselves that their kids would never go through with their mothers, their father, what they went through. The millenniums were raised, what people won't be honest about was the generation of millennials really had an easy life. We walked into technology. We walked into parents not wanting to see us struggle because they struggled. They didn't really teach much because they wanted stuff to get done quick, fast, in a hurry, so we wouldn't go through things. Now we're having kids not having understanding traditions that came before. When grandmas and great grandparents now comes far and few. And what happens is the traditions that they gave us, we don't have them anymore to pass to the Gen Zs because we didn't follow them. All we did was we
abandoned them. We abandoned the post.
Fast in it. We didn't learn from it. We didn't try to learn it. We kept going. So when COVID came, COVID killed a lot of our history. COVID killed a lot of our traditions. They killed a lot of the older people for a reason. It killed the generation for a reason. For these Gen Zs, they're not going to study anything. Whatever the internet tells you, whatever social media tells them. With the black community, what's the first thing that we always say when we hear something new? What they said. They said. That's all we go by is that's what they said. We don't go back and research anything. And that's what they're learning. The millennium generation is hurting what's behind us because we weren't taught anything, but we also didn't ask for a lot of things either.
All right, 1 second. Let me take a second to acknowledge the chat. Everybody, you know how it is. Everybody got something to say. Marlene says, oops, put this up here. There we go. Oops. Sorry, y'all. Sorry, Marlene. I'm sorry. Marlene says, because of no self-respect and intelligence, they are dumb females. I already read that one. Hey, JP, I want to hear your insight. Okay, Thin Soldier says, there was a study. Okay, I already read that. Now, Lee says, okay. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. All right. DP says, both sides are responsible. Let's be real. Lee says, don't skip me. Oh, damn. I read all these.
Way behind.
All right, my bad. JP. Okay, JP, let it rip, dude. I know you got some good stuff to say on this topic. Lee says, ma'am, what you just said contradicts what the feminist movement, her body, her choice. His penis, his choice. Then Soldier says, some women will always convince other women to have an abortion no matter what. Some women always convince other women to have the baby no matter what. Misery loves company in both groups. Lee says, if you're not married, sex is recreational use only. Oh, shit. Marlene. Marlene says, when you look in the rear mirror, you're going to hit what is in front of you. Okay, Marlene. Thin Soldier, if you force every man to marry his most recent baby mama, the rate of single motherhood in the black community would barely change. Oh, shit. Oh, that's deep. That's deep.
Wait, read that one more time.
Okay. Oh, shit. Okay. He said, if you force every man to marry his most recent baby mama, the rate of the single motherhood in the black community would barely change. Woo, that's deep. Adam Glover says, y'all making some good points. Okay, we feels you. Thin Soldier says, quick Google search says, in the recent years, about 20% of black women finish college. So assuming all the college women don't have kids, that leaves 80% who didn't finish college or graduate, whatever. Lee says, nah, bro, 22 million black babies have been aborted since Roe v. Wade in 1973. That's an average of 440,000 black babies a year, man. What? Hold up, bro. I gotta play the I gotta get a dramatic effect for that.
So let me real quick because I did.
Oh, hold on. Okay, let me let Desiree respond. JP, now let you chime in. Go ahead.
Okay, so I don't want anybody to take this as fact. Look it up for yourself. But I did read a study where they say most abortions in the nation are by white women. And a lot of those white women are in college. So before, not saying that anybody has, before we start throwing out, oh, black women, let's look at the abortion system as a whole, because it was said that it was more white women in college who were having abortions before there were black women. Again, let me y'all do the research for yourself. But
let me ask you, Desiree. Mm-hmm. Being that there's more white people in the country, wouldn't that make sense that because there's more white people, there would be more white women having children? I mean,
okay, but again, I'm saying this in defense to my black women.
We're talking about abortion. We're talking about abortions, JP.
they will abort them because they're not gonna have. They're aborting them because the white women are getting pregnant out of wedlock, and the problem is the death toll and abortion rate. It gets lumped in. So
there are 68%. There is 68. I think it's like 63, 68, whatever percent of white Caucasians in this country. So whatever they do is always going to be more than the minority. Don't y'all agree with that?
I'm gonna have to look it up.
All right. Chantel says, Gen Zs are getting hip to the Plan Bs. Oh shit!
And abortion.
I just seen a video by light skinned Keisha. I don't know if y'all know who she is. The rapper.
I know she is. Yep.
And I just seen a video she was in. It was her own video on her Instagram, and she's laying down on the floor with a box of Plan Bs. I don't know how, but she's pregnant.
Oh shit! Hold up, man.
Yeah. Light skin Keisha, I literally just saw that today when I was at work. I'm scrolling.
Wait a second. I thought she was in a relationship.
She is in a relationship and she's pregnant with that man. But that she had a video on there, and y'all can go on there right now and look. I'm guaranteeing you she didn't take it down. But on that video, she's laying down on the floor and she got a bunch of Plan Bs all over the place.
Oh hell no!
Yet she's pregnant. So I will say again, we do have a lot of what I would consider delusional fucking women.
She belonged to the block.
Miss Marlene, I agree with you. It's a bunch of dummies running around here because, like I said, I love kids. And I'm an advocate as much for the men as I'm an advocate for the kids first, before the grown-ass adults that's out here making adult decisions, but acting like children when it comes to the responsibility. So I am very much an advocate for my kids first. Something else I also want to say that I often say in my videos on Instagram, I really don't think people want the children. They want the relationships.
Selfish as hell.
Come from. If
there
I
you
can
go.
hold on to this man
there you go.
that I don't know if I'm going to like after we get pregnant
or
after I have the baby, I might as well because I like him right now.
Oh my God.
Right now.
Y'all heard that. Y'all heard it.
Act like we don't have a bunch of idiots.
Woo.
However, what's his name that keep coming for me? Was it Lee who said something about
Lee.
his dick, his choice or whatever? Remember that comes first. Okay? His dick, his choice comes before my baby, my choice, or whatever the fuck it is. The dick comes first. The sperm comes first. I don't.
But hold up. But hold up, Desiree. Wait a second. Women got 26 forms of contraception.
What do that got to do with him saying yes and ejaculating before?
Wait a second. Contraception, by definition, means the preventing of a conception of a child.
Okay, so what comes before the conception of a child?
She getting her back twisted?
No, the sperm entering her body.
Oh man,
it's simple. Y'all want to listen? I don't care.
So wait a second. So you saying so wait. So you saying 20% of 26%? I mean 26 forms of contraception a woman had to choose from. Therefore, it is not incumbent upon her to make sure she is guarded and protected.
Didn't say that. You said that. I didn't say that. But
right,
this is the thing. Listen. A man can say no before ejaculation. If a man says no before ejaculation and does not ejaculate, guess what? The woman is not going to have a baby. I don't care how much she wants it. I don't care how much she tries to fight. She's not going to have a baby.
Pre-cum.
What?
Nah.
Pre-cum.
Okay.
No. People get pregnant. Women get pregnant off pre-cum.
Let's use pre-cum. Pre-cum only comes if his dick is not protected.
But why not use protection?
Listen, women have.
Wait a second, man.
They say, men have 26. Women have 26 forms. Women have 26. Men have 1. Man. Women have 26. Men have at least 1. We don't have
That's
an
it.
epidemic.
That's
We
it.
don't
That's
have an
all we got
epidemic
is
of
one.
broken condoms.
But if we got
We don't
that
have an
one,
epidemic of broken condoms.
oh
JP,
yeah, that's
stop, man. You better stop, bro. You better stop.
We
Hold up.
don't have
Hold
an
up.
epidemic of broken condoms. And
Valedictorian
women
JP,
just have to be
JP, ease up, man.
responsible.
Ease up,
And
ease up,
this
ease
is
up.
not to
If that
say-
woman knows that she bears the brunt of the responsibility when if she gets pregnant, then therefore she should take all the necessary precautions that
But
she has available.
Listen, a woman can't determine whether she get pregnant either. Not really.
Oh, that's why you better be on that patch. You better have that pill.
Not even
You better
with
be.
that. Listen, I'm gonna be honest, and I'm gonna give a little bit of myself. Which
JP,
maybe
I'll kill your ass, bro. I'll kill you, dog.
I've had in my previous relationship, right? Me and my dude never used protection. Never.
Oh shit! Hold up.
I never got pregnant. I never got pregnant. And I don't care if it was pre-cum, ejaculate, whatever it was.
But you assume the risk. But you assume the risk.
Exactly. So I would have to, as much as him, have to take the responsibility. However, we really don't know as women if we're going to get pregnant or not. We don't know.
But let's talk. Come on, y'all got plan B's. Y'all got
y'all got condoms and y'all can have better pullout games. If we
wait a second,
give men a little bit more credit, why y'all pullout games ain't good?
Oh snap!
Why y'all pullout games
Look
not
at
good?
you! Look at you, did, JP. Look at you, did.
Answer me that, please.
Lift your head up, bro. Lift your head up. Lift your head up.
Why y'all
Look at you, did.
What's up with the pullout game?
All right, let me get the rest of these chats, and we're gonna finish up. Hold up, JP. Let me get to the rest of these chats. Let me get to the rest of these chats. Thin Soldier says across races. She's talking about pull-up game, man. Hold on. Let me give her
pull-out game week. That could be a contraceptive if we want to.
All right, across all races. The race.
I'm about to make a meme, and I'm gonna send it to both of y'all about a pull-out game.
All right, the race.
I don't agree with the hell he talking about. He just never let me talk.
I know you don't. I know you don't, JP. I know you don't. I know you don't. Hold up. That's why you a
valedictorian of his high school.
You a simp valedictorian of his.
Listen.
Yes. All right, hold on.
I never had that problem. I've never had that problem. Like,
all right, hold on. Let me get through this. Let me get through this real quick, JP. Real quick. I'm gonna read fast, man. I promise you. I passed my hooked on phonics class. All right. Across all races, the rate dropped by 70% by from 1991, 68% to 2020, 15.4%. In other words, 6% of teens aged 15 to 19 gave birth in 1991 compared to less than 2% in 2020. Damn, that's deep. However, certain religions with large black populations like DC has stayed the same or only reduced slightly or increased massively. Danisha, what's up, Nene? Agreed. Our parents were the last generation of parents that were truly hands-on. Real talk. Rob Hollywood says, came to support Desi. All right, you got one of your supporters on here.
What's up, Rob?
Word. Appreciate that, man. And she is speaking on it per usual. Good show, y'all. Have a good night. Taking my marriage to my child's mom. Taking my marriage to my child's mom as to shower in bed. Okay. All right, bro. Do your thing.
That is scripted for about that make love tonight.
Yeah, I know, right? The soldier says unplanned pregnancy across all ages have gone down, but it has gone down, down the least for blacks. DP says some good points, but for the most part, we didn't grow up with parents together doing things how our grandparents did. We weren't properly taught traditional ways and grew up with the fast food and the microwave. Real talk. The thin soldier says blacks are supposed to outnumber Hispanic Americans in spite decades of legal and illegal immigration. Okay. Oh shit. Hold up. Sorry, I'm almost done. We black. We give no F's about white babies. Damn, thin soldier. Lee says light skin Keisha equals typical black woman behavior. Lee says, "Oh my gosh!" Hold up, Lee. Let me give you some shout out for that, bro. Hold up, where you at? Where you at? Where you at? Hold on. Oh shit, my bad, Lee.
You know what? Lee must got a Lee. Do you got a weak pullout game?
Lee, don't let her come at you like that, Lee. Dakota Glover says, "Wow, you getting serious? Too serious." Danisha Edison says, in 2007, numbers show that white non-Hispanic women had 2,051,000 of abortions in the United States. Just at FYI, black women only made 575,000. Dakota says, "Okay, son, your audience needs to really chill out." Yeah, I know. Adam says, "It's the sound effects for me. You know how I do, no. You know how I do." Yeah, just strap up and move forward. Keep it simple. Lee says, "Does she understand that she just destroyed her own argument?"
No, I didn't.
Dakota says, "All the bad words in the slang, I'm not feeling it." My bad, mama. Chill out. Hey, why your mama gotta be like policing your tone and everything? Dakota Glover says, "JP has lost her mind. I'm out of this conversation." Mama, JP's the guy. JP, chill out, man. Don't be laughing at my mama, bro. For real. I'll pull out the straps on you, bro.
I thought she was really talking about me though.
Hey, man, leave my mama alone, bro. Leave my mama alone, JP. Nice guy says, "My pullout perfect, 35-0. Laugh out loud, just saying." Chris says, "You can only get pregnant 1 week of the month." Damn, is that true? Ovulation.
Maybe it's 1 week out of the month that you can't. Maybe.
Chris says, "Why are you having sex while you are ovulating?" Yeah, I know, right? I think a lot. Yeah, I know. Real talk. I think a lot of women need to start downloading that app, that ovulation app, the tracker. Why are you skipping my comments, Neil? Marlene, I'm not skipping you. It was 2017. Thank you, Danisha Edison. Nene. Shout out to my cousin Nene. Nope. Got married at 42. Oh, this is from Lee. Nope. Got married at 42. Had my only child at 43. Been smashing since I was 17. Pull-out game on point. He said his pull-out game is on point. And Marlene said, "Yes, it's true." All right. Okay, JP, I think you wanted to chime in, and then
just
Desiree, I'll let you follow.
I mean, the pull-out game thing. I don't know, because me personally, I'm not proud for when, as a young man, when I started, having sex. I'm not proud of that. However, what I can say is this: the reason why I speak the way that I speak is because I am one. When I started having sex, my mother was a nurse. My mom is a nurse. I would always hear stories about patients that she came home, she would try to scare me about certain things. I always had condoms. Always. For 26 years through my life, purposely chose not to have kids. I purposely chose that. I made a conscious decision.
Deliberate.
I will not have kids unless I was married. I purposely did that. I did not play Russian roulette with pull-out game. I did not play that. There was one girl that I had unprotected sex with twice, which was my girlfriend before I got married. Only twice. I didn't play a game like that. So when I say about some of the guys who that just act crazy and they don't know, I'm speaking that because there is somebody out here that thinks like me. I think like that. When I talk about other people, it can be done. It's a mindset thing. It's what you want to do. of saying that I'm gonna sit up here and make a conscious decision to say I don't want kids, but hey, I'm gonna still take this chance. Not everybody understands. I told you I went to school I wanted to be an OBGYN. So what does that tell me? I wanted to study the woman's body. So what did I do? I had to learn about the woman's body and birth. So now if you want to study the woman's body, understanding how they can get pregnant, what parts of the month that they can get pregnant, understanding that. So, but it's a lack of knowledge.
Wait. You went to school to be what?
I wanted to be an OBGYN, Neil.
For what?
A gynecologist.
My bad.
I wanted to be a gynecologist.
You want to be a gynecologist?
I want my minor was psychology.
All right, that's what's up.
I applaud you for that because honestly,
Let's give him some love.
Let's
give him some love.
What most black men never even think, you know what I'm saying, to do that. So I highly applaud you for that. Even the thought of wanting to get out of the normal. But see, this is another thing that kind of I feel like goes into why I feel how I feel, because again, being an advocate for men, we do have really smart men out here. And we do have men that don't want to take them type of risks, because even though they may not know what's going to happen moving forward, they know, shit, I may not have a baby, but I can contract the STD. I could have a psycho stalking me, following me if things don't go right. Like, you may not always know what's going to happen in the future, but that's just it. Because you don't know what's going to happen in the future, you shouldn't be taking those type of risks. And again, I'm going to say it for my man Lee, who might be in the back. The semen comes first. It comes first. That's in
No, I disagree, like, Desiree. Desiree, I disagree. She gotta spread those legs. She got a cock eagle.
If she spreaded her legs, he don't have to insert himself.
Or I can take
but hold up. You mean to tell me when she got that ass just spread open? You mean to tell me?
No, because if it's a chick that you really don't want to fuck with, you're not gonna do it.
But you're absolving all responsibility from the woman, because why even put themselves in a position to have sex with a man, knowing that this man, you know, zero about him?
A man can't say no. I don't care if he got 5 women, but
our sexual urge is a lot more stronger than women's.
Well, then if you know that, then you need to learn to discipline yourself.
Oh, we need to learn to discipline ourselves.
Yeah,
that's not fair. That's not fair, Desiree. Because let me tell you why. Because our biological imperative is to have sex.
So what is the difference between those men that you're talking about and JP?
So
because JP simping, he's simping hard.
Because I never said that I would not take the ass. I will strap up for the ass.
But that's my thing. But using common sense.
He said JP, you would clap the cheeks.
And there are, and as you've already seen, I don't even want to hear that, because that contradicts your argument. If you all are literally all this and all that, then again, you're not going to have, then that's to say that men ain't smart. But if majority of the men are not having kids and aren't, whatever it was that they said that they weren't having kids and it was something else that they weren't doing, then you don't have an argument. Because if majority of the men are not having kids, that means they're not going out here ejaculating in just anything.
Right.
So again, you gotta pick a side. You can't.
No, I'm just saying. I'm saying that the burden of the responsibility belongs to the women, because she bears the brunt of the responsibility. And let me tell you why. Look, children raised by single mothers are far likely to fare worse on a number of dimensions. Let me tell you what those statistics are. 60% of the youth suicides, 90% of the homelessness and runaways, 85% of the children who have behavior disorders, 80% of the rapists with anger problems, 71% of the high school dropouts, 70% of the youth in operated institutions, 80% of all youth in prison derive from single mother homes. So if there's not a father in that home, this woman plans on procuring a child with a man that she does not see a future with. It is her responsibility.
Listen,
she bears the accountability.
Listen, you're talking about everything that happens after the consensual sex.
But hold up, does she have the right? My body, my choice, Desiree.
Listen,
my body, my choice. What does that mean?
When I said to you earlier, remember when I said to you earlier, you assume the risk of any and everything after you make the choice to have sex. If you sleep with a woman who comes off as nice, smart, she got it together, you don't know if after you sleep with her, she's going to still be like that. You don't know. You don't know.
Disgrace.
Like and that's the honest truth. Let's just be honest. You don't know. You don't know. And because you don't know, the risk of just sleeping with her for a night makes no sense.
Why?
A man can say no. He's not being forced to sleep with these women.
JP, don't be sitting over there nodding your head, man.
We went through this with Aunt
JP, hell no. Don't even start, JP. Don't even start.
Hold on, let JP talk.
We just went through this, Neil. You asked her the same thing. We don't have to say yes.
And even if you do say yes, you still have a condom or some form of protection.
Why are you being cool with men being labeled as sexual deviants like that?
I'm not being cool with that, bro. But what I'm saying is there is a large swath of the male population who wants to have sex.
So that's why the guys keep getting caught up, because your mentality of your sexual desires, women are going to use their bodies to reel you in. I keep telling you that, Neil. Why are you keep fighting that?
I understand that.
But I understand. Too, like you said, what about all of the men that's making a decision to not sleep with these women?
I just haven't heard any of you guys. I haven't heard any of y'all put any responsibility on the women. That's what my issue is. That's what my contention is.
Don't
Neither one of y'all.
We chastise the women. But what I'm
no, y'all have not spent an equal amount of time bashing the women for their poor choices as y'all have on the men. And JP, I'm gonna get your ass for this too. Okay, I'm gonna get your ass for this. I'm gonna get you, bro.
If you have a man and a woman, they meet each other, right? He says, I want to sleep with you, or she says, I want to sleep with you. There is absolutely no baby, no problem, no drama. There's nothing at this point that is in existence, right? If she opens her legs, she's already assuming a responsibility. But if he inserts himself unprotected, at that point, any and everything that happens after the fact, regardless of whether it's her, it's him,
he has no rights.
Matter.
He has no rights. He has no rights. Say that.
It's not that he don't. He gave up his right the moment he ejaculated.
Thank you. I'm glad you said that. Oh my gosh. That's it. That's it.
Right up when he did what he did. He gave it up. He told her, shit, I don't have no rights. So it was his choice. It wasn't hers.
Hey, that's
hold on. Hold on. Let me hit these chats real quick. Let me hit these chats real quick, JP, and I'm gonna let you get in. Jardell says the agreement comes first. Lee says, "Oh my gosh!"
Exactly.
Thin Soldier says, "In the modern society, women choose who they open up for." See what I'm saying? They will know the man has four.
So men don't have a right to say no. Men don't have a right to say, yeah, I want to sleep with her, but let me at least use protection. Men don't have
not if he's trying to do that. Not if he's trying to clap some cheeks.
Okay, well then again, there are consequences to wanting to clap cheeks. I don't know what y'all missing. There are consequences to that. Just like the woman has to walk away with a pregnant baby and no man. Just like she had to walk away with a baby and no man, and now she's listen.
All right, hold
you can
on.
fight it all you want to. Just like he said, the man can have the choice. He has a choice in this. If he gives up his right, that's nobody's problem but his own.
All right, so Thin Soldier says, in a modern society, women choose who they open up for. Clap them cheeks. They will know the man has 4 kids and not taken care of and still open up. Man, I'm telling you, they don't give a shit. They don't give a shit. Donisha says, what are y'all discussing? Rather, it's a white man or a man of color. Either one of them can deny rearing a child that they didn't want. Real talk. Jardel says, before sex, it's a decision on both sides. A man can decide to put a condom on. A woman can ask if he has one on. It's a choice and an agreed decision. Thin Soldier says, and if you force every man to marry his most recent baby mama, those rates of bad things that happy to single moms, kids will barely change. Okay. Deborah says, all this sex talk, I need to have a smoke. All right, Deborah. Wow. Then so
Oh, wow.
Jardel's shit. Let me read this. Thin Soldier says, if you want to see real change, the women need to seriously consider opening up their flowers to a wider variety of bee stingers. Exactly. 90%. Listen, 85% of good men are invisible to the majority of women. That's why they clap the cheeks for the pookies. Lee says, oh girl had sex with a toad. She butt hurt. You want to respond to that? He's shooting shots at you.
He said what?
He said, oh girl had sex with a toad. She's butt hurt. Shots fired.
So that was a shot at your baby daddy?
Yeah, he's shooting. He throwing shots at you. Desiree, you want to respond to that real quick?
Let me tell you something. At this point, I'm happy in my life. I have a beautiful daughter, self-taught gymnast, fucking honor roll student. Do you think I care about what he's doing? He's married with 2 kids in a house, doing his own thing. You think I'm butthurt when I'm black, beautiful, intelligent, single, and I can do whatever the fuck I want? You think I'm worried? I'm not. He's a statistic. What are you talking about? We can both be statistics, but I take responsibility for the fact that I slept with who I slept with, who was my high school sweetheart. Thank you very fucking much. Okay?
Oh, shit.
I was at one point butthurt. You think I'm mad about it? I took my emotions out of it a long time ago. But unlike some, I can take responsibility for the fact that anything that happened after I slept with him, I got to deal with. No different than what he got to deal with. So shut up.
All right. She came at you, Lee. So
shut up.
Then said the man really had that much responsibility. He should also have that much rights to control what happens with the pregnancy, but he does not. Exactly. The moment the child is conceived, the man has 0 reproductive rights. Understand that, fellas. Understand that. You get that woman pregnant, you have a 0 say so. If she chooses to abort the child, you cannot say anything.
If you get her pregnant, if you get her pregnant, not if she.
If she chooses to abort that child, you have 0 say so. If she wants to bring that child to term, you have a 0 say so. If a street dude is comfortable drifting through life with no career and no responsibility and no paycheck to garnish, he didn't give a F about a woman dumb enough to let him smash. Lee says, yes. All right, Lee.
Okay, I just think he's being childish at this point. Like, let's be adults. Let's be adults.
He just trolling.
Thin Soldier says, and every time someone lets him hit, he thinks women are dumber and dumber, and he cares less and less. Lee said, you triggered, Desiree.
Yeah. Yes, very much so. I'm triggered by stupidity.
Okay. One more comment he made. Lee said, sorry, y'all. Got that Obama internet over
He
here.
gotta be trolling. He gotta.
Of course, your baby daddy got married before you did. You were the problem. Mic drop. Oh snap! Okay, you want to
Okay. So let
shoot
me
back
just
at
go
him?
ahead. So when I, as a righteous and loving woman, to a man that cheated on me multiple times with multiple women, okay, the statistic you don't want to talk about, of course you're going to blame me for something when I did everything right. How does that work? Just, I did everything right. So listen, at the end of the day, I have no time to argue with people who, again, you don't want to use your intellectual intelligence because that's not intelligent. You don't know the situation. So again, you're speaking on what you clearly don't know. You're being childish. That's fine. I mean, come on, grow up. That's all you gotta do is grow up. Grow up. Like,
all right, we got one more. We got one more comment from Thin Soldier and JP. I'm gonna let you chime in, G. Thin Soldier says, I'm so happy I can display my chats on here because last time your boy could not do that. I had a tenant who clogged up her toilet, so when her richest client would finish up and go flush the condom, she'd get the plumber to come over and fish it out, trying to get pregnant without consent. Oh my gosh, that is true. They're actually doing that in the NBA. Some of these women, they are having sex with these guys, and the coaches are telling the men, make sure you guys flush those condoms. Make sure you dispose of those condoms because these women will get you caught up.
That's a smart man right there. That's
get you
smart
caught.
Man right there.
Lee says, huh? Deborah says, what's Deborah say? A righteous woman will follow the word of God and the order of God and not get pregnant out of marriage.
That's not true.
Lee says, the evidence says different. Okay, JP. Oh shit. One more comment from Danisha. What's up, Nene? Shout out to my cousin Nene in the building. She says, or put hot sauce in it. Yup. Like Drake. All right. JP, go ahead. I'm sorry, man. You got the floor, brother.
Man, I'm just saying, it was messed up. Like she was telling the truth about I guess when you hear it, it does feel it hit different when you actually hear it, but then like it's kind of true when she said, you kind of gave up your rights. I kind of really hate when people when something happens, when we know like it's a law or we know what we supposed to do and what we not supposed to do. When we get caught doing it, the first thing people be like, well, they did it. Or, I hate when people may say something like, when black people get in trouble, they be like, well, white people do it. And it's just like, it doesn't matter who else does it, bro. It's like you are held to a certain standard to be the best version of what a civilized person is supposed to do. If she says that I give up my right after I bust a nut, and after that, her body, her choice, right? As a civilized, using my brain, am I gonna bitch about, oh, that's not fair, I shouldn't do that? Or I'm gonna just say, you know what? If that's the rules, fuck it. I'm gonna make sure that shit don't happen. I hate when people just run around this shit and we complain about it rather than just saying, oh, we're gonna sit here and absolve her of all responsibilities. At the end of the day, let's be real, she's correct though. Like if I don't bust a nut at her, I don't have this argument. I don't have this argument. We want to sit up here and hypotheticals and what ifs and it's her fault. Bro, it starts with that's it. It starts there, bro. Like, why do we I hear when you say like you get frustrated with me because you want to have this back and forth to where I understand
JP. My body, my choice. Isn't that the mantra that you hear all the time? My body, my choice. Why the hell are they fighting for abortion if they don't want to utilize it?
Responsibility is.
But she won't have that argument if I won't take her body. What she gonna? Who she
You
gonna
assume. Listen, when you said yes before even having sex, when you said yes, I will sleep with you. You gave up your right. She didn't take it from
Everybody who's having this argument is going.
She did take it because there's a plan B.
Take it. You had the right to say
there's
no
the patch.
or use protection.
There's a patch. There's a pill. There's a shot. There's multiple.
The right to say no. She's not forcing you to sleep with her, and she's damn sure not forcing you to not use a condom. That happened first.
But is the woman fully in control of whether or not that child will be brought to term?
But see, again, like he said,
how does that not matter?
Listen, I understand you don't like what happens after the fact. But the reason you don't like what happens after the fact is because you did not make the right decision before the fact. The fact is, you could have said no, which would have prevented all of this. All of this would have been prevented
but
had you just said no.
Let's keep it in context. Let's keep it in context real quick. Most of the time when men are having sex with women that they are not committed to, they don't have any prospect of a relationship with, they're not thinking, oh my gosh, I can't wait to have a child with this woman. They just want to bust a nut.
But whose fault is that? You can't blame the woman for a man stinking. That's his thinking. That's not hers.
But the woman spread open her legs. Why open your legs? But why open your legs for a man like that?
But why insert your penis into a woman who's readily available?
See what I'm saying? This is the crux of the issue right here. Is that women open up their legs?
Not doing it though. What about the men that's not doing it? What about
they're not getting
the large percent of men that you were talking about? The large percent of men who are not having these issues. What about them? You got a large percent of men that's not doing it. So what's their excuse?
Women are overlooking those men because they're lames.
That's not necessarily true. And that's not everybody's situation. That's not everybody's situation.
That's not, listen, that's the majority of the situation. The majority of women are, listen, the number one way people are meeting today, right now, and JP, you can shake your head all you want. Number one way people are meeting right now in 2023, the dating market is online. They're doing Facebook, Instagram, all that online meeting. According to that data, 85%, women only swipe right only 5% of the time. They're only attracted to a small, minute percentage of the men. So they're willing to procreate with the men that have a vast majority of options. They have a large pool of options of women to sleep with, but these women don't give a shit. They're like, oh my gosh, you got swag, you sexy, you tall, XYZ, whatever traits that they find attractive. These women are willing to procreate with these men. Yes, okay. Let's say I lend credence to what y'all saying. Yeah, let's say what y'all saying absolutely makes perfect sense. The man should have never a nut. Okay, got it. But when we're talking about a small minority of the population, the majority of the women are flocking to. You don't think it's any onus on a woman to realize, oh my gosh, I am in a sex rotation. Therefore, I should take all the necessary precautions to protect myself because I'm attracted to this man. I want to have sex with this man, but I don't want to have a child.
But you're not. But
no. Address that right there, G. Hold up.
I want to hear what he got to say.
So what you're not doing is you're not paying attention to the woman that you just stated that looks for the men with clout. Those are baby mamas. When they want to flock to guys who are well known, has clout, that can dress, have cars, have this and that, those are not good women. Look what
that's the majority, JP. You're talking about the majority.
So what you're doing is you're talking about shitty ass women, though. Then, like that's what.
So are you okay? So are you saying on the record, 85% of women are shitty?
For the women that look.
No, don't you dare, Sim. Don't you dare, Sim. Don't you even.
Again, you can't count all 85% of those women and say that
85% of women. Listen, the majority.
then that means you're including me in that.
But listen, but
percent.
no, I'm not including it because you could be an anomaly. I'm just simply saying the majority, according to the statistics, the majority of women are flocking towards the minority of men having children with these dudes, like dudes that are irresponsible with their seed.
So this is my thing. How do you stop the problem?
Thank you. Well, how do you stop the problem? Simple.
How do you stop the problem?
You put a PSA. You put a PSA out there, all and democratize it all across the airways, and you let women know y'all too damn stupid to pick the man y'all want to have children with. So let your fathers do it. That's how you stop.
Irresponsible men are going to attract irresponsible
men. There we go. There we go. But JP, you're talking about a small minority of men, bro. Why are we even talking about them?
So look, any woman that just comes and wants to throw herself at you, Neil, and you are cool with it.
There you go. There you go. There you go.
That is irresponsible. That is
all right. Let me.
And the problem is this: everybody in the chat is the ones that sit here and agree with this, and it's so egregious with it, bro. That's why you get frustrated with me, but then them who goes along with this bullshit, you're like, yeah, you champion these responses. They're bullshit responses. You just got one guy who just constantly just troll. He doesn't even mean half of this shit he doing. He's just trolling to be funny.
No. Lee is pretty astute to what he's saying.
I don't know why Lee didn't hop his ass on here.
Yeah, but he can't possibly really.
Lee, she taking shots at you, bro. I gotta hit this.
I'm just trying to figure out why he ain't on here, because, like I said, it's always, this is my thing. Like, it was a couple of people that said it in the chats. At the end of the day, it is a choice. I don't care if it's 1,000 women to one man. It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. Y'all looking at all of this statistics. Y'all looking at this. Y'all looking at that. Yeah, we had, and I told you this already. Yes,
and JP, you just reinforced that.
Idiotic women.
What?
You just reinforced what she just said. It all comes down to the man, which is small.
I just said we have a bunch of idiotic women. Okay, we do.
A bunch of
whether
the
daddy
majority.
But it doesn't matter.
It does matter.
But you also arguing something that you don't even go. You haven't even never had to go through this though. You keep championing.
I did, bro.
Going through this.
I did. What do you mean? I had a child out of wedlock.
But
I was a poopy.
But the thing about it is this, Neil. This is the thing about it, bro. And if you did this, it speaks a lot. Then, bro, you know good and well, you had a choice. And a long time ago, bro, let's go back from your childish ways and who you are now.
Mm-hmm.
So who you are now, Neil, when you look back on that, you know good and well that was not the right choice. And you know your growth now, you look back on it and be like, yeah, I'm doing so much better. I couldn't believe I did that. You look back,
I took accountability, yes.
I couldn't believe that I was him. I couldn't believe I did that.
Right.
Because you know that.
Let me ask you this. Would you do it again? The situation that you went through to get your child, would you do it again?
I would not. No, I would not. And I would not do it for different reasons than what I probably would have thought back when I was that age. The reasons why I wouldn't do it now because
that's just it. But that's just it, right?
Y'all act like y'all doing something. All right, let me read these chats real quick. Lee says either way it's consensual. Oh shit. Okay, I'm sorry. Dinesha says either way is consensual. Whether a child comes out or not, either parent can be a deadbeat. Real talk. Lee says, and this is why chicks are for recreational use only. They all want deniability. Oh shit. Danisha says that's the facts.
At this point.
If your argument is valid, there's no need to yell. All right, my bad, Nene. Chill out. Women, please stop shouting. No need to. She's not the only one shouting. We all shouting. Deborah.
Excuse me for talking loud. Damn.
Yeah. Okay. Lee, put Danisha on the show. I'm losing my brain cells listening to JP. Hold on, Lee. Hey Lee. Hey Lee. Hey Lee. I got you, bro. I got you, Lee.
Beta male.
I got you, Lee.
That's
Lisa.
because they know he right, and I know it's hard to accept.
Hey,
It's hard to accept. I mean, I get it. Like I said, I'm an advocate for my men. It's hard to accept when women do bullshit. It is. It's hard to accept. It hurt like hell. They always say, "Oh, women more emotional than men," but is that even really true? Is that even really true? Because when a woman get her heart broke, it's so much different than when a dude do it. And I feel like we can to some degree all agree with that. Men get hurt just as bad as women, if not worse, because men, like with everything else, are held to a different standard. This is not a competition. Oh, women do this. No, women are women. Men are men. It's not a competition in who do it better, who do it worse. It's a bunch of fucking dumb women out here, just like it's a bunch of men that's dumb. It works both ways.
But we're seeing a disparate outcome though with the men and women, particularly in the black community. What we're seeing is the majority of black women are having children with a small minority of men. That's the issue that y'all keep negating. I don't understand why y'all keep negating that point. If it was the majority of men, I would be right here with y'all. And listen, from a fundamental perspective, I understand what y'all saying. It's the man who ejaculates in a woman, therefore the man assumes that risk. I understand it fundamentally what y'all saying, but what I'm trying to say from an overarching theme is that the majority of women, Nick Cannon, the dude that I just showed up on this video, the video that Ayana just showed with the 87 kids, the majority of women are procreating with sexually irresponsible men. At some point, the onus has to fall on them. And y'all are just, I'm waiting for just like 5 minutes of acknowledgement that yes, these women need to take responsibility for making these decisions, these poor decisions that's going to lead to these terrible outcomes for children. Because if you're going to have a child with a man that you barely know, there's a high probability that man is not going to be there to raise that child.
So you want 5 minutes of saying that they got to take on it. So do you want them to just, if we go ahead and spilling them, you just want them to, by taking onus of just what them would be taking onus is just getting an abortion and not having it, choosing not to have it?
No, incorrect, JP.
Because if we nutting them, it's over with.
Incorrect, JP.
Done with now.
Incorrect, JP. I'm about to tell you.
So
I'm about to tell you.
Onus? Because Neil,
I'm about to tell you.
We got so much other shit that as a man we
I'm
go
about to tell you.
That we got.
I'm about to tell you, bro. No. Everything. I'm telling you.
So much stuff that we fight through. That we as a man that we.
Bro, I'm telling you right now. The reason. Listen, I'm telling you right now. Listen, I just read all those statistics to you. The suicide rates, the runaways, the behavior disorders, operating institutions, the prison rates. All of these derive from single mother homes. So you want to know what the onus is? Excuse me. You want to know what the onus is and what the responsibility look like for these women? You want to know what that looks like?
Whores don't get a second chance.
Close your goddamn leg. Close your goddamn legs. Close your legs. Keep your legs closed until you find a suitable candidate that you could see you having a family with. Close your legs. Keep your legs closed. Close your legs. I don't care for Pookie. I don't care for Clarence. Keep your legs closed until that man has been properly vetted. You've done your due diligence. Your father know who he is. Your brother know who he is. Your cousin know who he is. Your family know who he is. And you have thoroughly did your due diligence into what this man could potentially be in the future. And you know who he is before you bust that thing open.
Listen,
there you go.
You know, at the end of the day, I see a bunch of ghetto hood rats.
I just gave y'all the solution.
I see a bunch of ghetto hood rats with all of the babies.
Yeah, I know.
That's who I see. So, like I said, it works both ways. If we want to talk about, it's only the Ricos and the Pookies or the whatever, it's really just the hood rats. I can just sit here and say, well, it's really just the hood rats. And the hood rats don't make up a whole lot of us women.
the hood rats still have free agency. Just because they hood rats don't mean they're incapable.
Just like it don't matter. It don't matter.
Just because they're hood rats don't mean that they're incapable.
Listen, it's
Go
not
ahead,
the
I'm sorry.
women that really want marriage. It's not the women that are committed to these men. It's not the women that are out here working these jobs that's paying 80K, 100K. It's not these women that's going through this. It's a bunch of the ghetto hood rats and the ones that's going for Pookie then. If that's what you want to call it. So
what's the messaging out there though in the media?
Do what?
I said, but what's the messaging out there in the media?
Regardless of what it is,
we're glorifying baby mouth.
Just like the men can stop.
What you see now, you see more baby showers than you see wedding, what are they called?
How many men do you see at the baby showers?
Well, I'm just saying, none of them.
But you see a lot because baby mama and baby daddies are glorified now. It's definitely
the standard is no longer commitment.
Yes,
it's no longer commitment.
Yeah. So
it kind of reminds, but this is a thing too that I'm noticing a lot of men. And like I said, you can have these type of men that I'm about to talk about that don't have kids, right? I don't know if y'all saw the video that went viral of the girl who she was real cute or whatever. It was her birthday. She was at the La Madeleine and she had like 18 people at her party. So there was a chick. You can look it up. There was a chick that went viral, right? She had a birthday party. She had about 18 people at her birthday party. Her and the dude, the video takes place them arguing inside of the restaurant. It migrates to outside. When they get outside, the girl was sitting there dressed up, all of this. And like I said, she cute, big ass, big titties, all of that. And she's telling him, listen, why you didn't pay for everybody? Why you didn't pay for everybody? The dude is literally sitting here, I ain't paying for everybody. Them your friends and mind you, going back and forth with this woman. Oh, well, them your friends. I paid for your food and and she's steady. Well, I don't want no broke man. I don't want this. I don't want that. And mind you, she talking about the dude. She's calling the dude broke. Now we don't know if there were kids involved or not, but this woman is steadily. Now let's just say that this man didn't have kids. She steadily, I can't deal with no broke man and He had the nerve to say to her, "Are you still coming with me or not?"
I'm gonna play it real quick.
Coming with me or not? So this is my thing. A lot of men.
I'm gonna play it, Desiree, real quick. 20 seconds. It's only. Okay, go ahead. My bad.
Go ahead. A lot of men, and I just want to get this out before you see. A lot of men will sit and gravitate with or without kids. Okay, will gravitate to this type of chick. And then when a baby or STD or anything else comes along, then they want to be mad and say hoes ain't this, females ain't that. But y'all gravitate with kids or not to these types of women. Y'all put yourselves in a line of fire for these types of women. So like my baby daddy will sit and cheat on me, somebody who wouldn't treat or disrespect him like this. He would cheat on somebody like me, okay, to deal with this. And then when he gets the outcome he don't want, guess what? I'm now just another statistic. So you want to blame me because I did what was right, and you as a man made the conscious decision to let this woman disrespect you, let this woman degrade you as a man, again, with or without kids, and you steady trying to take the joint home, man.
All right, I'm gonna play the video that Desiree was referring to, y'all. So in case y'all haven't seen it, here it is.
Like you really just should have paid for all our food.
For one, I'm not paying for everybody's food. It's your birthday, but I'm not doing that. Why do you gotta pay for all y'all food though? You brought 18 friends. I'm finna leave you. You staying here with them or you coming with me? Are you? Whoa, bro!
Like you really just should have paid for all our food.
Oh shit! That probably wasn't the full video, but y'all get the point.
It started the video actually started inside
At
the
the
restaurant
restaurant. Yeah. Yep. I
where he
remember
was
that.
like he wasn't paying for all of their food. But
Yep.
that's just my point. Like, with or without kids, because we can make this argument and say that, oh, it's women having these kids and da 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 da. But even before the kids, a man with or without kids will gravitate to a woman that they know ain't shit, that they know is probably out here just using them for their money. And this dude, he don't look like he don't look like a sucker. He don't necessarily. Well, I thought he was simping to some degree, because my thing is, if this type of a woman, I wouldn't sleep with a woman like this if I was a dude.
But Desiree, you got to understand that. I mean,
Lord have mercy, I'm about to bust.
You got to understand that, and I think you do know this deep down, but I think that, very seldom do women hear this particular truth. But sex is different for men and women.
It doesn't matter. We still have a choice.
I hear you. It is a conscious choice, but if that choice is made and that man was to go out and have sex with a woman, he can detach his emotions from said sexual activity.
But again, you coming up with all of these reasons and excuses.
I'm not. I'm just simply saying. I'm just saying. Is that a valid reason? Is that a valid reason? Do you think that is a valid reason for women to destroy or break up their home because the man said, you know what? I gave in to my sexual urge. I had a slip up. She didn't mean anything to me. I just wanted to bust some cheeks open. Yeah. Is that a valid reason for?
Listen, that is on the man. That has nothing to do with the woman. If that's the case, then everything a man does is because a woman made him. That's what you're saying.
No, I'm saying because a man has a high.
This isn't sexually. Because, like I said, there are a lot of men who will turn around and turn down a thought. There are a lot of men who will say, nah, I'm cool on it. I've known men who've gotten called gay simply because they don't want to sleep with a chick that they don't know about. It's not even that they gay. It's just that I don't really know about you like that. So I'm not about to just smash on the first night. It's a lot of women like this.
I believe in
like this. But that don't give men the excuse to just say, oh, well, it should be all on the woman, because again, if you say yes, you assume any and everything. That's it.
All right, let me read some of these chats real quick, and I'm gonna chime in real quick. So Lee says she voted for Biden. You didn't vote for Biden, did you, Desiree?
Lee can kiss my ass.
Oh shit! Hold up, man. Let me get the gun out. Hold up.
Lee can kiss my ass. At this point, I think Lee want to be my friend.
Hey Lee, she said subscribe to the YouTube and go follow her on IG. G.
No, I'm putting him on my block list.
She cold. You a cold piece, Desiree. You a cold piece. Donisha says yes, they do. However, presentation is everything. Marlene says yes, I agree with you, JP, 100%. Yet it is both responsibility. If she opens her legs, she is not being responsible. She is being loose. Yeah, but we don't talk about that. We're not supposed to talk about that. They do take accountability. This is from Nini, Donisha. Do take accountability when they have to raise the children by themselves, unfortunately. Lee says, close your legs, ladies. Close them legs. Drop down and get your eagle on. All right, Marlene, we got it. No more yelling. We got you. Lee says, because she's a mirror image of our mothers. Real talk. Society has engineered men to gravitate to that type of women. True. Everything's been sexualized, Jordell. Everything has been sexualized all through our media. Thin Soldier says there's definitely something wrong with a lot of black men under 30. A lot of these fake as hell women look less naturally feminine than a lot of trannies these days. Ooh, that's true, man. Ooh, that's deep. Ooh, that's deep. I'm telling you, man, them trannies are coming for black women's spot. They coming for it. But I don't think any of the men I don't think heterosexual men are gonna pay them any mind, right? Any heterosexual men, we're gonna hold our post. Oh shit. Thin Soldier says a lot of fakeness that is not attractive at all to 90% of men of all races, especially slightly older black men. Yep. Thin Soldier says, I remember when black women would make fun of white girls with fake tits and then fake asses started happening. And black women had me cracking up with the insults they had for white women, for white and Hispanic fakes. Thin Soldier says, now every black woman trying to get on stage has fake everything. Real talk. Lee says the truth hurts. All right. JP, you want to chime in? I'm gonna let you say something, and then Desiree, I'm gonna let you close it out, and then we're gonna call this thing a wrap. Go ahead, JP.
Hey, I appreciate you coming on, man. I appreciate dialoguing with you, even though Neil love to say he frustrated. He just always frustrated with me because I'm just gonna always be neutral, man. I mean,
Yeah, I know. Classic fence rider.
Spade, man. Like that's all. I mean, I'm just a equal smoke giver, man. Like, I mean, when you right, you right. When you wrong, you wrong. Like,
I know, JP, but you're not willing to call out who right and who wrong, though.
I do call them out. And at the end of the day, man, our conversation is always.
We got 69% of children being born out of wedlock, and y'all want to keep blaming 13% of the black men of these irresponsible degenerates that the women are basically allowing to pump them and dump them. So you want to keep blaming the 13%? Yeah, I agree. These 13% of men are degenerates, and they need to be eliminated. Absolutely, excoriated from our society. Absolutely, I am 1,000% on board with that. Let's get rid of them. Let's neutralize them. But my point is, what's going to stop the women from flocking to them? How do we stop that?
All I can say is, Neil, bro.
See what I mean?
All I'm gonna say is this, bro. If you
get rid of the Obama phone and get a real phone,
stop just because you can't stop your urges of a sexual desire, bro. These men are gonna keep failing. It's gonna keep failing, bro. Like, and that's just real because all I've heard was they keep opening up their legs. They keep opening up their legs. It has you keep wanting to blame them because they laying on their back. But at the end of the day, if all the women lay flat on their back, they can't get inserted unless we lay on top of them, dog.
JP, why does every single religion throughout all of history tries to repress female sexuality? Why? Every single religion has a stake in a woman repressing her sexual urges. It's because they know that a woman's value is intricately tied to the amount of sex partners, her sexual past. So if a woman is in control and has full knowledge of what the ramifications are, if she allows that man to insert her, she should be responsible and do the due diligence not to succumb to a Pookie or a Ray Ray.
So every other, just like you said, they all religions and even the countries, you know what I'm saying? It's all about the woman keeping her virginity. But and then what is it? Is it the African culture where they what is it that they sew the girl's vagina up?
Yeah, Africans, yep.
Okay, but that's not because the little girl will be fast and go do that, bro. That also stops from pedophiles, bro. That also stops from men being able to sexual assault them. Not all women. We have been prone growing up that little girls are promiscuous and fast because they just want to give their coochie up. That has not always been. We had the older generation of sick men was the ones pursuing the girls, bro. Like we are.
It's always the men.
You, bro, and I'm telling you, and it's crazy because as a man, bro, if you can't understand that because you are champion a sexual desire, bro, that is not, and you speak about the Bible so highly, brother, bro, you gonna that desire of the woman we have always talked about the devil playing with the woman's mind. She is the playground.
I agree with you, JP. That's why the majority of men are abstaining from it.
But they can't stop. The devil, she from the beginning of time, she was the first project of the devil, Neil.
But so JP, you're describing a very small percentage of men, though, bro.
No. Eve ate the apple, Neil. That was the devil's first project. And from then on, the woman is always damned. And that is what the playground of her mind is, the devil's playground. But
she's susceptible.
Adam failed for not leading her correctly. So every person after that, when he got rid of them, we are supposed to rewrite everything from that, because it is from where it ended. She is going to be mentally fucked by the devil, and we are going to now have to be tested to be better leaders than Adam. That's just what it is, Neil.
Okay, but we have to separate. Listen, we have to draw the line in the sand, JP, between the men and the males. The men who have moral character and integrity separate that line from the males. The women are preferring to procreate with the males, is what I'm trying to impression upon you. I hear what you're saying. Yes, the man assumes all of the risks because he ejaculated into that woman, but that's not the majority of the men. I don't understand why y'all just skating past that point.
We're not skating past it because all you keep saying is men and males, but you saying one woman is no woman, ladies, or girls. You keep saying men and males. You keep sitting here lumping all of them together, but separating us when both of us, it's the same man and woman, bro. We both the same. It's no little boys, big boys, little girls, big girls. You can't sit there and lump. You can't separate one and lump the other, bro. That is what you keep doing. You want people to follow up with that foolishness, Neil. And that's why it is funny. It is funny, bro. You get frustrated because you want niggas to come down on women so hard. I understand.
No, I don't, JP. I just want women to acknowledge that they have free agency and they actually have the ability to abstain from sex too, regardless of how seductive that man may be to them. No, regardless of whatever game he may run on her, that woman has free agency to say, I'm sorry, no thanks.
You can't be the one to get stopped for speeding. And
I don't understand. I'm taking full accountability for the men.
You can't keep you, bro. You are correct. What about you? What about you? Until you fix you, we can't worry about nobody else. If you can't stand in a reflection to be the change, to see a change, be the change, Neil. I've told you this over and over.
I am. That's why I champion discipline. I totally agree with you, bro.
To see the change. Men
yes, and I advocate, but I advocate for men. But I advocate for men to practice discipline, to restrain from having indiscriminate sex with a bunch of women. For what? That doesn't solve that doesn't bring forth any life. That's fruitful to just have sex with a bunch of women. Yes, and if we're going to talk about my biblical prescriptions, yes, the Bible even says better to marry than to have, what is it? Damn, to die with passion. Forgive me. I may be misquoting that. Better to marry than to burn with passion. I am in agreement with that, but again, I can't stress the point any further than what I have. The majority of women are flocking to a small percentage of men.
But listen, if women outnumber men by a long shot, okay, the ratio is going to be off anyway. The ratio is going to be off. So if you have more women, and that's just mathematics, if you have 1,000 women and 200 men, you're bound to have more women having more babies. That's mathematics. That's science. Now, again, I understand what you're saying, Neil. Like I get what you're saying, But again, this isn't a compromised situation. It's individual beings taking responsibility for the decisions that they choose to make. Because we can literally sit here and say, if a man don't sleep with a woman, she won't get pregnant. We can turn around and say, well, if she don't open her legs, she won't get pregnant. So at the end of the day, it's a losing battle for both sides. It is, because it's an individual person. That's why I hate when people start talking statistics and this number and this number. First of all, nobody really knows when it comes to the census how many people are doing what and what situations are what. Nobody really knows. And a lot of people, and a lot of the time, we don't get stats because we've actually seen or experienced it. We done heard it from somebody who heard it from somebody who felt like who the scientist that they heard it from was right and it made sense. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people do that. They take what they done heard. They don't find the research for themselves. I guarantee you, majority of the people in these chats did not have those numbers. And that's not to say that they don't know, but I can assure you, I didn't know the numbers. And we, a lot of us really don't know. We can't sit here and say, oh, well, 90%. We don't know the 90% of what actually took place. All we know is that a woman slept with a man. They both had the agreement consciously, slept with a man, and a baby was a result. That's what we know. We can't go off of, oh, well, she was ghetto, he was ghetto, she was ugly, he was dumb, he was a simp. We can't go by none of that. Because if that's what we want to go by, guess what? It's still happening. It's still happening. Even with the statistics that you have, it's still happening. Chicks are still out here being stupid. Chicks are still getting pregnant. We got thousands of contraceptives. So yes, it has to start with the individual. It has to start with the man. It has to start with the woman. It's not I don't even really know why this is an argument, because to me, this is an individualistic situation. This is an individual situation. Some situations are black. Some situations are white. Some situations are gray. Sometimes we don't have any of that. It just is what it is. People just have to take responsibility for the mess that they create. That's it. It shouldn't be a man or a woman thing. It really, I don't believe it should be a man or a woman thing. It shouldn't. It should be if she was dumb enough to do whatever with this one man, then these 5 fools need to be responsible. If it was the opposite, 5 men, 1 woman, whatever, they need to be held responsible. We keep creating scenarios and situations and all of this mess, but it doesn't stop the fact that it's still happening. It doesn't stop. Every individual has to take responsibility for their own decisions. Period.
All right. Let me give you a round of applause for that, Miss Miss Desiree.
I don't care about a statistic. I don't, because everybody says so.
Let me read these chats and then we're gonna close it out. Lee says, I had the numbers. Then Soldier says, I do nothing but argue numbers, specifically about the country I grew up in and the 3 cities in the states I've lived in or visit often. If you think the stats across the whole world, across the whole country sound bad. Then Soldier says, it's even worse when you focus on a specific city or neighborhood. Lee says, it's cultural. It's culture at this point, not an individual thing. Yeah. There was a big brother, big sister group in South Florida that found 3 apartment buildings with scores of children, all fathered by about 6 men who lived in those buildings. Cheeks clap. Then Soldier said. Then Soldier says, every man lived with a woman and kids from another one of those men. All right, guys. Thank you. I hope I read all y'all chats. JP Desiree, it has been truly an honor to have you guys on this platform tonight to discuss this controversial. I wouldn't even say it's controversial. I would just say it's highly contentious at this point because, I mean, as we've kind of demonstrated through the course of this conversation, we all have sort of different views about it. But I appreciate you guys nonetheless for jumping on the panel, stating your position. JP, you know what I'm saying? I'm happy.
If you choose to follow, it's Desi DC DEZIDC on Instagram.
I was about to get to all that, JP. Yes, since before JP rudely interrupted, Miss Desiree, for the folks out there in the chat, if you don't mind telling them where to find you, because I hope to God this is not the only time I'm gonna have you. I love to have some more discussions with you in the future. Yeah, I mean,
yeah, definitely. I live for stuff like this. Like I feel like that we should have conversations like this. Again, I want to say thank you for having me on your platform.
Yeah.
It really has been an honor, even though, like I said, at the end of the day, we can all agree to disagree. It is what it is.
You ain't got no smoke for Lee before we close out.
Lee can ass. I wouldn't even have Lee kiss my ass.
Hey, he said he followed you, Desiree. He said I'm a new follower.
It's okay, Lee. You'll be on the block list soon.
You call.
Let me see what. I'm on my phone. Lee gonna be on the block list. Now, but Lee, at the end of the day, like I said,
don't do my man like that.
That don't care for me, that's fine. You know what I'm saying? I don't have no smoke with not nobody. Nobody got nowhere. I took my emotions out before this live. So
hey, Lee, man. Lee, regardless of what she said, bro, she stood and took it like a champ. She stood on the panel with two men, even though, you know, my boy JP kind of simped out a little bit, but it's all good.
JP, I'm 100%.
No, he not a simp. He not a simp, but he simps out. He simps out at times, but you know, we're gonna talk about that in the back chat. Nonetheless, JP, tell the folks where to find you, bro. Oh, actually, real quick before you do, JP. Desiree, did you tell them everybody where to find you? I don't know. You probably already did, but
no, my Instagram again is DesiDC. Also, my YouTube channel is Flicking on My Bick. FLICKINONMYBIC, and I do tarot and stuff. So I get in tune with people from a spiritual and an astrological standpoint. So y'all can find me on there.
Lee said it's all love. All right, y'all know where to find her. JP, shout out, man. You already know. Let them know where to find you, G.
FWM_podcast on Instagram. FWM podcast on Apple Podcasts, Google Podcasts, and Spotify. Go tap in.
Yes, sir. Hey, you drop anything recently, JP?
Still from last Tuesday. I ain't even dropped nothing this week. Dropped nothing this week. I probably
JP a lot more consistent than I am, so I'm gonna let y'all know that right now.
JP,
he is.
Huh?
What's your zodiac sign?
I'm a Capricorn.
Oh, okay.
Oh shit.
Beta male.
Anyway, all right, before we get all into the astrology, all right, y'all. I appreciate every last one of y'all. Heart to heart, I really do appreciate y'all for coming in, tuning in. Lee, my dog, Nene,
and I followed you too.
Cool. I'm gonna check and follow y'all back.
Hey, JP, she might just have to be an addition. G, I mean, she vibe real good on this, bro. How you like her vibe?
Hey man, I had to jump on.
JP was in the chat. He was like, "Man, send me the link."
Loading up right now. Let's get it. Load it up.
Hey, but Desiree, I appreciate you, man. You stood, you know what I'm saying? We may not agree on everything, but I do appreciate you just coming on and stating your piece, you know what I'm saying? That's what it's all about. It's bridging the gap, you know what I'm saying? Kevin Samuels said something that would just stuck out to me, and it always will just remain important to me. He said, both black men and women, or just men and women in general, need to crawl over broken glass to come to the table and broken peace. That's what we need to do. We all need to crawl over that broken glass to get to the table. So, you know, and conversations like that, like this, gradually is going to lead to that progress. So I appreciate all y'all. Like, comment, subscribe, share this video out, y'all. Please share it out, man, because we got to get this message out, man. This conversation is important. All right, y'all already know we are gone. Y'all, JP and
Hey, lead with the plan B.
oh shit, Lee, she's still coming at you, G. All right, y'all. Hey, JP and Desiree, stay in the chat for a second.